Ladies, let me talk to you for a moment, not as someone preaching at you, but as someone who truly believes in what you're capable of becoming. Every successful woman you admire didn't wake up one day and magically arrive at her greatness. She built it quietly, daily, intentionally. See, your life doesn't change by chance. It changes by habits. The small things you do every day are either preparing you for the life you dream about or keeping you stuck where you are. And the truth is, talent will take you far, but habits will take you all the way. Today, this message is about discipline, self-respect, growth, and consistency. It's about mastering the daily habits that shape your confidence, sharpen your mind, protect your peace, and elevate your purpose. If you're ready to stop surviving and start becoming the woman you were designed to be, then lean in. Because these are not just habits. These are life-changing principles. Every powerful life begins with a powerful morning. The way you start your day determines how you show up for the rest of it. Too many women wake up already behind, scrolling through their phone, reacting to other people's demands, rushing without direction. But a woman who masters her mornings masters her life. When you wake up with intention, you are telling the world, I am in control today. You don't wait for motivation to find you. You create it. You speak life over yourself before the world has a chance to speak doubt into you. Every woman must master the habit of starting her day with intention, because how you begin your morning sets the tone for everything that follows. Too many people wake up already defeated, grabbing their phone, scrolling through other people's past lives, responding to everyone else's demands before they've even checked in with themselves. That's not how winners are built. You have to learn that the first few moments of your day belong to you. When you wake up with purpose, you remind yourself that your life has direction, meaning, and value. You don't drift into success. You decide to move toward it. Starting your day intentionally means you pause before the chaos begins. You take a moment to center your thoughts, align your mindset, and remind yourself of who you are and where you're going. This could be through prayer, reflection, journaling, or simply sitting quietly and breathing. What matters is that you don't rush into the world unprepared. When your mind is calm and focused, you make better decisions. You speak differently. You react differently. You walk with confidence because you're not letting the day control you, you're controlling the day. This habit also teaches self-respect. When you wake up with intention, you're sending yourself a powerful message that matters. You're saying your goals are worth your time, your dreams are worth your energy, and your peace is worth protecting. Women who master this habit don't wait for motivation to find them. They create it. They understand that consistency beats motivation every time. Even on days when you're tired, discouraged, or unsure, showing up for yourself in the morning builds discipline, and discipline builds strength. Starting your day with intention also helps you stay aligned with your values. Life will pull you in 1,000 directions if you let it. People will place expectations on you. Situations will challenge you. But when you begin your day grounded, you're less likely to be shaken by distractions or negativity. You're able to say no without guilt, yes without fear, and move forward without second-guessing yourself. You stop reacting emotionally and start responding wisely. Over time, this habit compounds. One intentional morning turns into a week of clarity. A week turns into confidence. Confidence turns into action. And action turns into results. You begin to notice that your days feel more productive, your stress feels more manageable, and your mindset feels stronger. You don't feel lost because you've already checked in with your purpose before stepping out into the world. Master this habit and everything else becomes easier. Your focus sharpens, your confidence grows, your vision becomes clearer. Because when a woman knows how to start her day right, she learns how to run her life with purpose, power, and peace. Every woman must master the habit of protecting and feeding her mindset every single day, because your thoughts are the foundation of everything you become. The world will constantly try to tell you who you are, what you deserve, and what your limits should be. And if you don't take control of your mind, you'll end up living according to someone else's expectations. A strong mindset doesn't mean you never feel doubt or fear. It means you don't let those feelings drive your decisions. It means you wake up each day intentionally choosing thoughts that empower you instead of weaken you. What you consistently tell yourself becomes your inner voice, and that voice can either push you forward or hold you hostage. When you master your mindset, you stop waiting for validation and start believing in your own worth. You understand that confidence is built, not gifted. It's built by replacing negative self-talk with truth, by reminding yourself of your capabilities, and by refusing to dwell on past failures. Every setback you've experienced wasn't meant to break you. It was meant to teach you. But if you replay your mistakes over and over in your mind, you'll never give yourself permission to grow beyond them. A disciplined mindset allows you to learn the lesson and move forward without carrying unnecessary guilt or shame. Protecting your mindset also means being careful about what you consume, the conversations you entertain, the content you watch, and the people you allow close to you all influence how you think. If you surround yourself with negativity, comparison, and constant drama, don't be surprised when you feel drained and unsure of yourself. On the other hand, when you intentionally expose yourself to positive, educational, and inspiring messages, your confidence and clarity begin to rise. A woman who guards her mind understands that peace is a priority, not a luxury. Mastering your mindset helps you stay focused on long-term growth instead of short-term comfort. There will be days when quitting feels easier than continuing, when self-doubt speaks louder than your dreams. In those moments, your mindset is what keeps you going. It reminds you why you started, who you're becoming, and what's waiting for you on the other side of discipline. A strong mindset teaches you patience, resilience, and faith in the process. Ultimately, when a woman controls her mindset, she controls her direction. She stops reacting to life and starts leading it. She understands that she may not be able to control every situation, but she can always control how she responds. And that habit choosing strength, clarity, and belief every single day is what separates women who only dream from women who actually build the life they desire. Every woman must learn how to take control of her time, because if you don't manage your time, life will manage you. Time is the one resource that does not care who you are, where you come from, or what you've been through. It treats everyone the same. Once it's gone, it's gone. And the difference between women who live fulfilled, purpose-driven lives and those who feel constantly overwhelmed is not intelligence or luck, it's how they use their time. You have to understand this. Everything you say yes to is costing you something. When you say yes to distractions, procrastination, or things that don't align with your purpose, you are saying no to your growth, your peace, and your future. Too many women stay busy but never move forward. They wake up tired, rush through the day, give their energy to everyone else, and then wonder why their own dreams feel so far away. Being busy is not the same as being productive. Productivity comes from intention. It comes from knowing what matters most and making space for every single day, even when it's uncomfortable. You don't need more hours in the day. You need more discipline in how you use the hours you already have. When you master your time, you begin to respect yourself on a higher level. You stop waiting until you feel like it and start doing what needs to be done because your future depends on it. You schedule your priorities instead of prioritizing your schedule. That means making time for learning, for rest, for prayer or reflection, for health, and for the goals that scare you a little. It means understanding that saying no is not rude, it's responsible. You are not obligated to attend every event, answer every call, or explain every decision. Protecting your time is protecting your destiny. There will be moments when people don't understand your boundaries. Let them misunderstand. Every strong woman had to choose growth over comfort at some point. You cannot build a powerful life in the leftover hours of the day. The life you want requires focus, structure, and consistency. When you plan your day with intention, you reduce stress, increase confidence, and create momentum. Small, disciplined actions repeated daily will outperform bursts of motivation every time. Mastering your time also teaches you patience. You stop rushing the process and start trusting it. You understand that progress is built in layers, not overnight. And once you realize that your time is valuable, you stop wasting it on things that drain you and start investing it in things that develop you. That shift alone can change everything. The fourth habit every woman must master is learning how to protect her self-respect by setting and honoring boundaries, even when it feels uncomfortable. This is not about being rude, selfish, or cold. This is about understanding your value and refusing to negotiate it. See, when you don't set boundaries, people will set them for you, and they will almost always set them in a way that benefits them, not you. A woman who lacks boundaries slowly teaches the world that her time, energy, emotions, and dreams are optional. And once that lesson is taught, it's hard to undo. You have to understand this. Every time you say yes when you want to say no, every time you tolerate disrespect to keep the peace, every time you shrink yourself so others can feel comfortable, you pay for it internally. You pay with stress, resentment, exhaustion, and eventually regret. Strong women are not born strong. They become strong the moment they decide they will no longer abandon themselves to please others. Boundaries are the highest form of self-love because they say, I matter too. Now let me tell you something, real people may not like your boundaries. Some will test them. Some will try to guilt you. Some will walk away. But listen closely. Anyone who leaves because you started respecting yourself was benefiting from you not doing so. And losing those people is not a loss. It's a release. You cannot grow into your next level while dragging people who only know how to take from you. A woman with boundaries protects her peace like it's a treasure because it is. She understands that her mental health, emotional stability, and spiritual well-being are non-negotiable. She doesn't explain herself to people committed to misunderstanding her. She doesn't argue with disrespect. She doesn't beg for basic decency. She calmly chooses herself again and again. This habit shows up daily in small decisions. How you allow people to speak to you, how much access they have to your personal life, how you manage your time, and how you respond when something doesn't feel right. Your intuition is your warning system. When something feels heavy, draining, or wrong, that's not weakness, that's wisdom. Honoring that voice is part of mastering your life. When you master boundaries, your confidence rises, your stress lowers, and your relationships improve because the right people will respect you more, not less. You stop living on emotional leftovers and start living with intention. And once a woman truly understands her worth, the world has no choice but to adjust. The fifth habit every woman must master is learning how to protect her time with discipline and intention. Because time is the one resource you never get back. Every day, life will try to pull you in 100 different directions: social media, other people's problems, unnecessary commitments, distractions disguised as opportunities. If you don't decide in advance how your time will be used, someone else will decide for you. And most of the time, they won't use it to build your future. See, successful women don't just work hard. They work on the right things. They understand that being busy is not the same as being productive. You can be exhausted at the end of the day and still be no closer to your goals. That's why mastering your time is really about mastering your priorities. You have to wake up each day knowing what matters most and then have the courage to say no to what doesn't align with where you're going. There's power in creating a daily structure for your life. When you plan your day, you reduce stress, increase focus, and build confidence. You stop reacting to life and start leading it. Even small routines, like setting a specific time to work, rest, look, and reflect can completely transform how you feel about yourself. Discipline is not punishment. It's self-respect in action. It's saying, my dreams are worth my effort, and my future deserves my attention. Another part of managing your time is understanding that rest is not laziness. Too many women feel guilty for slowing down, but rest is necessary for clarity, creativity, and emotional balance. When you are constantly drained, you make poor decisions and settle for less than you deserve. Protecting your time also means protecting your energy. You don't owe everyone immediate access to you. You owe yourself the space to grow, and you begin to value your time. People around you will notice. They will treat you differently because you treat yourself differently. You'll stop over-explaining, over-giving, and overextending. Instead, you'll move with purpose, confidence, and direction. And over time, those disciplined days will stack up into a life you're proud of. Remember this: the woman you want to become is built in the hours you choose to invest wisely. Guard your time like the treasure it is, because when you master your time, you take control of your life. Let me tell you something powerful about habit number 6, because this one separates women who are constantly overwhelmed from women who are in control of their lives. You must learn to protect your time and set boundaries without guilt. Too many women are exhausted not because they're doing too much for themselves, but because they're doing too much for everybody else. You say yes when your spirit is screaming no. You give explanations when none are required. You allow access to your energy that hasn't been earned. And then you wonder why you're tired, frustrated, and unfulfilled. Here's the truth: every time you say yes to something that doesn't align with your purpose, you are saying no to something that could change your life. Time is the one resource you cannot get back. Money can be replaced. Opportunities can come again, but time, once it's gone, it's gone. Successful women understand this, and that's why they don't apologize for valuing their time. They know that boundaries are not walls to keep people out. They are gates that allow the right things in. You don't owe anyone constant availability. You don't owe anyone your peace. You don't owe anyone an explanation for choosing yourself. When you start setting boundaries, some people will be uncomfortable, and that's okay. Their discomfort is not your responsibility. What is your responsibility is making sure your time is spent on things that move you forward, not drain you backward. Let me say this clearly: being kind does not mean being a doormat. Being loving does not mean being self-sacrificing to the point of self-destruction. You can be compassionate and still say no. You can be supportive and still protect your energy. Strong women don't let guilt control their decisions. They understand that if they burn out, everybody loses. When you begin to respect your own time, others will start respecting it too. And even if they don't, you will. You'll wake up with clarity instead of chaos. You'll have room to think, to plan, to dream. You'll stop living in reaction mode and start living with intention. That's when your confidence grows, because confidence is built when your actions match your values. So make it a daily habit to check in with yourself. Ask, does this deserve my time? Does this align with where I'm going? Does this support the woman I'm becoming? If the answer is no, let it go without guilt, without explanation, without fear. Because when you master the habit of protecting your time and setting boundaries, you don't just manage your life, better you take control of it. And control is the foundation of success. The 7th habit every woman must master is learning how to protect her peace and set boundaries. Because if you don't guard your mind, your time, and your energy, the world will happily drain all three. See, a lot of women are exhausted not because they're doing too much of what matters, but because they're doing too much of what doesn't. You can't be everything to everybody and still become who you were created to be. That's not strength, that's self-neglect. There comes a point in life where you have to realize that saying yes to everyone else often means saying no to yourself, your dreams, and your well-being. Protecting your peace means understanding that not every argument deserves your response. Not every invitation deserves your presence, and not every problem deserves your emotional investment. You don't owe everyone access to you. Your energy is valuable, and where you spend it determines the quality of your life. When you allow chaos, negativity, and constant drama into your space, It slowly chips away at your confidence and focus. But when you learn to set boundaries, you teach people how to treat you. And more importantly, you teach yourself that you matter. Now listen closely. Setting boundaries doesn't make you rude, selfish, or unkind. It makes you wise. Strong women understand that peace is not something you find, it's something you choose. Sometimes that choice means walking away from conversations that drain you. Sometimes it means distancing yourself from people who only show up when they need something. And sometimes it means disappointing others so you don't keep disappointing yourself. Growth requires uncomfortable decisions, but those decisions lead to a life that feels aligned and purposeful. A woman who protects her peace moves differently. She doesn't react to everything. She pauses. She thinks. She responds with intention. She understands that her mental and emotional health are just as important as her goals. When your mind is clear, your vision becomes sharper. When your spirit is calm, your confidence grows stronger. And when you stop allowing unnecessary noise into your life, you finally hear your own voice telling you what you deserve. This habit also teaches you self-respect. When you honor your boundaries, you send a powerful message to yourself that your time has value, your feelings are valid, and your dreams are worth protecting. Peace gives you the clarity to make better decisions, the strength to stay consistent, and the courage to move forward without guilt. Remember this, you can't build a powerful life while constantly fighting emotional battles that don't belong to you. Protect your peace, and you protect your future. Let me tell you something important. One of the most powerful habits a woman can master is learning to invest in herself every single day, even when no one else is clapping for her. Too many women put themselves last. They pour into their families, their jobs, their relationships, and their responsibilities, but forget the one person. Everything depends on you. See, when you start growing, everything around you eventually stops growing too. You cannot keep asking life for more while giving yourself less. Investing in yourself doesn't always mean money. Sometimes it means time. Sometimes it means rest. Sometimes it means education, discipline, or walking away from what drains you. And here's the truth most people won't tell you. If you don't value yourself, the world won't either. Every day you should be doing at least one thing that makes you better than you were yesterday. Read something that stretches your thinking. Learn a skill that increases your value. Feed your mind with knowledge instead of comparison. The world will pay you in direct proportion to the value you bring, but that value starts with what you're willing to develop within yourself. Waiting for permission to grow is a dangerous habit because nobody is coming to rescue you. Growth is a personal responsibility. When you decide to learn more, you earn more financially, emotionally, and spiritually. Now let me say this clearly, investing in yourself also means protecting your peace. You cannot grow in chaos. Every woman must learn that saying no is not rude, it's necessary. You don't owe everyone access to your time, your energy, or your emotions. When you constantly allow distractions, toxic relationships, and unnecessary drama into your life, you are stealing from your own future. Peace is not a luxury. It is a requirement for clarity and confidence. When your mind is clear, your decisions are stronger, and your purpose becomes louder than your fears. And another part of investing in yourself is believing that you deserve better before you actually have it. Confidence is not arrogance, it's preparation. You have to act like the woman you're becoming long before the world recognizes her. Speak with intention, walk with discipline. Make choices that your future self will thank you for. Stop shrinking to make others comfortable, and stop doubting your worth because of past mistakes. Your past may explain you, but it does not define you. Finally, understand this. Consistency beats motivation every time. Some days you won't feel inspired, but habits don't wait for feelings. When you show up for yourself daily, even in small ways, you build trust with yourself. And once a woman trusts herself, she becomes unstoppable. Invest in yourself daily, because the best return you will ever get is becoming the woman you were always meant to be.